Hey, how y'all doing? This is your girl Tysheen. How you feeling? I hope you doing great. I hope you are, okay? How's the weather over there? It's starting to get cool over here, y'all. I think today is the first day of oh no, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be first day of falls. Yes, the falls. I love the falls. There's only two seasons I like: spring and falls. That's like my only two favorite seasons. Just falls and spring. I don't like winter, and I like summer, but I just don't like when it's too hot. Like summer could be okay sometimes, not all the time. But yes, I'm glad the 90s are gone. Yeah, the 90s degrees are gone. Okay, I don't know how it's gonna be next year. Ooh, oh boy. Well, anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna be reacting to USA versus Europe, the guide to cultural differences. So let's get straight to the video.
Hey there, we are guides from Prague, Czech Republic, and this is one of our favorite pubs. But somebody just recently left a nasty review complaining about the fact that the waiter simply asked them, "You want a beer?" The waiter brought the beer, and then once the person was finished, they brought another beer, and this guy was complaining about it. What is he talking about? That's the best thing. Once you're finished with your beer, they bring another one.
What's wrong with that?
So for me, from the perspective of a Czech European, that's a good sign. For an American, that may be kind of weird or rude. So today we want to talk about cultural differences between our country, our city, and United States of America. First of all, you may be surprised what the beer looks like. Well, we have a video dedicated only to that. And second, when I walked in, I didn't look at a beer menu or something that may be quite common in the United States where you have different beers on tap. Most pubs and restaurants in Czech Republic will have one brewery on tap in the pub. So that's why you can walk in and just say, "I'll have one." So I kind of like that. You walk into a pub and you don't have a million choices, you just say one. In US, not only you have a choice of beers that are on tap, quite often there's 5.
I'm not gonna lie, it can't be overwhelming. I mean, I don't drink beer, but I'm just saying it can't be overwhelming. You know, you seen like friggin' 10 to 20 different type of beers. It's like, oh my God, I just want a beer. Like I gotta sit there and I gotta read the whole menu. And there's like 20 different beers. Like that could be a little overwhelming. Too much. And oh my God.
10, 20, but also they will ask you, do you want draft or bottle? What kind of question is that? The reason you go to a pub is to get beer on tap, to get draft beer.
That's
if you want
it.
Bottled beer, you go to a supermarket. So for us,
Exactly.
that's a big cultural difference that quite often we don't understand.
To be honest, I never knew this because I don't drink beer, so I wouldn't know. But if I was the person who drink beer, what he's saying does make a lot of sense.
Now a beer here costs 55 crowns, let's call that $2.50 to round it up. If you go to a stadium, to a sports event here in Prague, it's gonna cost around $3. Well, nothing like that in US. If you go to a pub, it may cost $5, $6, and you go to a stadium and it can cost $10, $15, even $20. Honza hates it. Whenever he goes to a sports event, he's always shocked with the price of the beer. I myself, when I travel to US, I usually don't go to sports events, but I like amusement parks. And just recently, I visited Universal Studios.
Aww.
It was the most expensive beer I ever had in my life.
Damn.
$15. I could not believe it. Now, I understand that going to amusement park, you don't go there for beer, you go there for the rides, but still $15? Dude, it was insane. Why did I do that? Also, fun fact, I did not take a picture of the beer, but I did take a picture of the receipt.
Ooh, look at this receipt. Yeah, he was not lying.
Now, the price of the beer, as I said at the amusement park, was $15.
Did y'all see the tip?
But I was asked to pay more than $16. Why? It said 15. Well, tax was not included. What is this about? We go to a place, and I'm not only talking restaurants, but any store shop, and the price tag is the final price you pay.
Yeah.
It says 55 here,
Exactly.
It's gonna cost 55. They include the tax. Why don't you do that in US?
Money.
Sad.
It is sad.
I mean, imagine me, I'm 11 years old, I have my first dollar ever, and I walk into a dollar store, looking forward to buy something for $1. I pick up the item, go to the register, $1.50. What? It's a dollar store, everything costs $1, not dollar store plus tax. Now let's switch from drinks to food. In any place, you can get some food, right? Mostly you pick something from the menu, and no further questions will be asked. Well, in US, quite often they will ask you how you want it customized. Do you want bacon? Do you want that cheese? Do you want this cheese? Do you want this or that and that? It gets quite confusing for us. And you can imagine me being 11 years old in US, in New Jersey, first walking to a restaurant, ordering a burger, very much looking forward to it. And they asked me, how do you want your burger done? I said, I don't know, very well done, thinking that they would make it completely. Yeah, you can imagine.
Well, not in McDonald's. They don't do that in McDonald's. Maybe in some other like burger joint somewhere. They probably do that. But like McDonald's, they usually you just tell them you want number 6 and they'll just say, okay. Yeah, they don't usually, yeah.
What happened? They brought this black piece of meat that was unedible. And all my friends had a laugh about it. Now, to be fair, if you go to a restaurant in Prague nowadays and you will have a burger, they will ask you how you want it done. But once again, the fact that you can customize anything at a restaurant in US is very uncommon for us here. So if you come to a pub or a restaurant in Czech Republic, don't expect that you can customize every single item on the menu. That's why there's a menu with things that you pick from. I really hope we didn't lose our subscribers from the United States. We love you guys. So to say something that we consider to be amazing in US that we don't have here is water. Free water at a restaurant, at a bar, anywhere. You sit down at a table and in US, you get a glass of water. Never happens in the Czech Republic, ever. Not only that, if you ask for tap water, quite often they will say, no, we don't serve tap water. And you will get a tiny little bottle of water that you will pay for $2, $3, $4. It's ridiculous. I know a restaurant where I go to.
Okay, so I shouldn't act surprised because I do know that you do have to pay water over there. I watched a video about that. But $4 for a what? Whoa, that's a little too much.
And I will always say, can I get tap water? And they're like, no, we can't do that. We can only sell you a bottle. And I quite often say, I'll pay you the same price that I'll pay for the bottle for tap water. Like, no, we can't do that.
Why?
Crazy.
Why?
Now let's talk about service in restaurants and pubs, because that may be a bit of a shock for you when you come to Prague. Yes, quite often it is rude and not polite at all. That's also a huge difference for us when we go to US and a waitress will come to our table and she will introduce herself and she will smile and she will maybe recommend something from the menu. That would never happen here. I mean, it's changing, don't get me wrong. Service is getting better, but if you go to like
it's all a game. You know, if a waitress is flirting with you and all that, it's all a game. It's all about getting to your pocket so you could buy more stuff. Okay? We all should know that. We're adults.
Local place, a dive bar, which I would consider this place to be, quite often they'd be grumpy, and it takes a long time for them to get to know you, and after maybe a 20th visit, they will share a little smile with you. Not like in US. First time visitor, oh, I love coming you to our restaurant. My name is Wendy. Can I take your order? Hey, Wendy. Speaking of Wendy, when I was first called darling or honey in a restaurant in US, I was like, she really loves me. She just called me darling. I like that.
Okay.
I like the bartender here, but he never calls me darling. Let's make it stay that way, okay? We're tough guys. Even though the two of us consider the service at places in the United States very good and very nice and very polite, there's one thing that we consider to be very rude. And that is, you're finishing your meal or maybe you're halfway through and suddenly a bill lands on your table. What is that? Are you kicking me out? That would never happen here. Any business, restaurant, pub, coffee place tries to keep you in the place as long as possible. You're done with your meal, they'll offer you a dessert. You're done with your dessert, they will offer you coffee. You're done with your coffee, maybe you want to start over and have another appetizer. In other words, they want to keep you in as long as possible.
That's nice.
You have to ask for the bill.
Yes.
In US,
all right, so let me clarify this one. I'm sorry to clarify this, but I don't know which restaurant he's talking about, because restaurants that I've been to, they don't do that. So I guess it all depends on the restaurant, because I don't know. A lot of restaurants I've been to, they never give me the bill. I always have to ask for the bill. Excuse me, can I get the bill? So I don't know about this one. I don't know what kind of restaurants he's been to. But yeah, I couldn't really agree with that one, because I guess it all depends on the restaurant. It could be that he probably was in a restaurant where it was crowded and maybe people were waiting. It could be that too. So yeah, I doubt if they're gonna kick people out if their restaurant is not full, because why would they do that? They probably, most restaurants, they would want you to stay there so you could order more food and spend more money. So yeah.
US, very often, you're halfway through, here's your bill. I'm like, well, maybe I want another something. No, the bill is already on the table. Just weird. Speaking of the bill, let's dive into tipping. And that can create some big issues, because that's a big cultural difference. In US, quite often we get asked, do you want to tip 15, 18, 20, 25%? Which for us is like, whoa, that's a lot. A quarter of the bill just tips, because it's a tip-based country or tip-based business. In Czech, that used to be very, very different. I mean, my dad would only round up the bill to the next higher number. If the bill was 99, he would round it up to 100. I believe most of our dads and mothers still do that. Nowadays, it's changing even here, and tipping goes from 10% higher if you're satisfied with the service. If the service is really bad, some people will simply not tip. If that would happen in the US, that you would not leave a single cent on a tip, I've experienced people running out of the restaurant and be like, what happened? What did we do wrong? Like, why did you not tip? So tipping is very, very...
Yeah, I hate that. And I get it. Some of the waitress, they don't get paid a lot of money. I get it, So sometimes tipping do help them. But I hate this whole tipping thing. I hate this whole tipping culture thing. Let me just pay what I came to pay for, okay? I paid for this meal. Let me just pay for this and just go my way, okay? I hate that too. I hate it. I hate it. Like, first of all, the tip is not even optional. Some restaurants, they demand a tip. Like, they'll be like, oh, which one you want to tip? You want to tip 20? You want to tip 30? You want to tip? Like, wait a minute. Give me the option if I want to tip, because let me determine if I receive a good service. Maybe I want a tip. Maybe I do, or maybe I don't, or maybe I don't have it. Maybe whatever I had, that was all I had. Like, yeah, I hate it.
Very different, and I'm curious what you will say about that in the comments. Whatever country you're from, I want to read what's the average tipping in your country. Now this...
Yeah, I want y'all to comment below on that one too. Comment below, let me know where you're from and how's the tipping thing in your country. If you do any tip. I don't think a lot of country does that, so yeah.
Cultural difference is not only huge, but I consider it to be evil, and that is packaging and garbage in general. I'm not talking about if you go to a place where it's a takeout or you go to a fast food. Yes, they put it in a paper bag, either if you're in US or here. But I'm talking about if you go to a restaurant and they create so much garbage, so much waste, even though you're at a restaurant. Quick example. Mostly if you get a drink at a bar in the US, they put a napkin under it, so it soaks the moist that's running under it. Well, that's for one use only. Afterwards, they will throw away the napkin. How about they use coasters?
Smart.
Because you can reuse the coaster. And that's just one very simple example. Another one is if you order a ketchup at this place, they will bring it, either a bottle, some places in the US do that too, or they put it in a ceramic cup that they clean afterwards. Not that they grab 20 ketchups and throw them next to your burger. Or even in McDonald's in Czech Republic, you pay for every single tiny packaging of any sauce, any ketchup. So you think about if you want one or two. In US, yeah, can I get some ketchup? Here you go, here's a million ketchups in tiny little bags. No, don't do that. I mean, you guys are going all...
Not every restaurant here does that, so I definitely have to clarify that one too. Some restaurant does that, some don't do that, so yeah. I never had ketchup in a bowl like that before. I never had that in a bowl. It's usually the bottle. Everybody has to share that same bottle, so yeah.
Michael Bay packaging, like, hey, yeah, that's a plastic bag, let's put it in a paper bag and let's put more packaging and pack it up. You want it to go? Yeah, let's pack it up more. Whew. Meanwhile in Europe, yeah, let's get rid of plastic straws. They really destroy the universe. There's gonna be one hell of a discussion under this video. I absolutely love you guys from US and I love going to US, just so you know, we both do. Please don't cancel my ESTA. Now let's drop the beer for a minute and let's talk about coffee and coffee culture differences between USA and Europe. Triggered already? Well, you'll get triggered more. Yes, in Europe, we do not consider this to be a cup of coffee. That's a gallon of coffee. If it's more than a gallon, it's not coffee. This is a cup of coffee. By the way, shocker, they have a cup of coffee in this pup. It's served in a ceramic cup. It's this size. You have a plate under it. It makes that little noise when you put it down. You sometimes even get a spoon with it, so you can mix your little espresso. And this is how you drink it. Not a gallon. Doesn't fit in your car so you can drive and sip on your little coffee soup throughout the day. Big difference, big shocker for us when we go to places in US and they simply don't serve something like this.
I'm sorry. That small little cup is coffee? I mean, I understand what he's saying about the whole big cup. That's a little too much. But that's nothing. He's sure he's not mixing that up with espresso. Because espresso is like really, really strong. So they put it here, they put that in a small cup, like probably that size cup for espresso. But that's a tiny little kid cup. I'm sorry. Maybe because y'all coffee is stronger. That's why I put in a small cup. And I'm thinking, it could be that too. Your coffee pie is stronger. See, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you have to think about it. The cup that he's talking about here, that people get those big cups, he's showing iced coffee. He's not showing small. He's showing iced coffee. Iced coffee is filled with ice. If you take the ice out, you're gonna get this size, like maybe this size coffee. This is how much you're gonna get. You're gonna get that much coffee, and then the rest is gonna be like ice up to here. So he has to understand that too. And plus here they add a whole bunch of stuff in it, like milk, a lot of milk. Sometimes people want a lot more milk, or they just add stuff to it. So of course it's gonna be big, you know, because that's iced coffee. But regular hot coffee, you're gonna get this size cup of coffee. This much size. And not even that, even if the cup is this big, let's say if we get this size coffee, the coffee is going to be stopped right here, because well, I used to work in the kitchen, so I know we don't fill the coffee all the way up top. You fill it like right here. So you want to get this much coffee, and this is the cup right here. So he has to understand that too.
Hold your horses. I know that coffee culture in US is changing depending on which state you live in, if you live in a city, and so on.
Depends on where you live at.
But still, mostly people think this is coffee and you cannot get this. It's sad for us here.
But and another thing too, those are, like Starbucks is a commercial coffee place. Even Dunkin' Donuts, these are mostly commercial coffee. If you want to get some maybe good strong coffee, then you go to a good coffee shop. And I can't talk for other states. I only could talk for like New York. I don't know much about the other states, but here in New York, there's a lot of coffee. We have a lot of coffee shops. We have a lot of Starbucks too, but there's tons and tons of coffee shops. So yeah.
Europeans. Can I get a cup of coffee? You want venti grande, grande XL, grande XXXXL? like the Italians drink it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now this next cultural difference may
I don't know
sound
much
weird,
about
but I
coffee.
believe it should be addressed. And that is restrooms and toilet sizes in restaurants and pubs. And I'm not talking about the actual seat size, but I'm talking about you have a big pub and there's one toilet. There's like one restroom for the entire pub where there's like hundreds of people.
No.
And the stalls where you can like sit to do number two are very like see-through. Like there's no privacy. Like there's no door at the bottom. Like if somebody peeks, they can see you. Yeah, it's kind of strange. And girls talk about that a lot. Both our girls talk about it, how like it's kind of weird that people can't really see you. So that's a big difference. If there's a big pub here, it has many restrooms, many toilets.
Why that one is so nice? Oh my God, let's talk about this, y'all. Look at this bathroom. It's giving me vintage. Like this bathroom was built in 1960. Why do I like this bathroom? Why do I like it? It's just giving me comfort. Yeah, those bathrooms, look at those doors. That's what you call a bathroom, your own privacy. Oh, look at the hooks. Y'all got hooks in front. So we can't do that here because somebody might try to steal your coat or something. But that's smart to have out, to have it inside. But that is nice. And then you have numbers. I'm sorry, y'all. I like to look at different, I like to look at nice things. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look at those old fashions. What you call it? Faucet? That's old. That definitely was built in like, I don't know, 1950, 60. Oh, this is nice. So nice and clean too.
And do the business people need to accommodate many people at the same time.
I like that.
And of course, the ones we mentioned are not the only cultural differences between our continents. There's many more. We can talk about different units. We can talk about different forms of transportation, how we move around cities and countries, how big are our cars and your cars, and many more topics. So let us know in the comments if you want us to cover more topics. And while you're there, please don't be mad at us. This was not made to insult you, only to give you perspectives on our culture habits and your cultural habits that we experience when we go over to your lovely continent that we love to visit. But sometimes we're just like, that's weird. We're the honest dudes from Prague. That dude's name is Honza. My name is Janek. We go by The Honest Guide, our channel full of content. So if you're planning to come to Prague, Europe, check out our videos. We do scams, we show you beers, we show you restaurants, coffee places, and cultural differences. I'll see you next week, Sunday.
I like this guy. Oh man, that was fun to watch. I enjoy this one. This was good. This is good. I like his humor too. I like watching videos when people have a little sense of humor. I like it. And he don't have to apologize all the time. Who cares? You don't have to apologize all the time. You're not being... I didn't feel any type of way. So yeah, I really don't. Because there was some truth to it. So all the stuff that he was saying is true. Sometimes you gotta deal with it. It's the truth, But you shouldn't feel some type of way. But anyway, this was fun. I would definitely do more like this. I like to watch these type of videos because they're just fun, and you learn so much about different countries and different cultures. So yeah. But anyway, I'll see you lovely people. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and check these videos out, and I will see you later.